So today we're doing like a fun little story, I guess, about this time when I went on a raid, I guess, while I was on my second deployment to Iraq. Whether or not you count it as a raid, I don't know. I question it sometimes if it really counts as a raid. Technically, maybe it counts as a raid, but I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence of if it really counts as a raid. I don't feel like it does. I don't know though, but you can make your own judgment call if you really wish. So let's get into the story about how this even happened in the first place. So here I was deployed to Baghdad, Iraq. This is my second combat deployment, and they needed some people to go on this mission, and they were looking for someone who had like maybe a little bit of training or some kind of understanding as to how to do like close quarters and how to do mount training, that kind of thing. Someone who's received some kind of training. I had mentioned that I had done like a little bit of training with it. I think I did it like in the NCO Academy and maybe a couple other times or whatever. I wasn't super familiar with it, but apparently that was good enough. So they're like, all right, well, all right then, I need you and, maybe like 4 or 5 guys to put together a team, and you're gonna go and on this mission to raid a building. So that sounds really sketchy and scary at the same time too, because it's like, why on earth is an 88 Mike gonna go do this job? Isn't that what infantry guys do? Isn't that what someone who's probably a lot more qualified to do that kind of mission supposed to do compared to an 88 Mike who's a truck driver? So got together a team, and we were told that we were just gonna go into this building. It was a pool hall for like, used to be like public swimming place where people could go swimming at. We're gonna be going with some MI guys. We're gonna be going in, we gotta clear out this building. They're gonna be going inside and collecting some intel. We were bringing a cargo truck to take along with us on this mission so that if we had stuff we needed to bring back, then we had a truck that we could do that with. So we did a little bit of kind of like rough training rehearsals and everything like that prior to the mission, so everybody was on the same kind of page as far as how we were going to execute this and everything like that, and then we took off on this mission. So we got gun trucks, we've got security with us and everything, we've got the MI with us. We dismounted the trucks, and there's like this captain who's an MI guy who's leading the way, and he's just kind of casually strolling up to where we're going to. So that was weird. I'm nervous as hell, thinking we're gonna go kick in some doors and maybe point some weapons at people and tell them to get down on the ground and search them and take them out of the building, whatever kind of a thing. So this guy's just all walking all casually up to the building, and it was kind of strange. So we're like, okay, we're still being super cautious. We're just following this guy, this captain, up to the building, and there's no doors in the building, so that's one thing we didn't have to do. So there was no kicking in of a door required, and we're just casually strolling inside this building. There's no like checking rooms or nothing like that. These MI guys just get straight to it, just start rummaging through things. So I'm like, we need to probably still be on the cautious side and start doing some security stuff. So we need to go through and start checking and looking, through the rooms and make sure there's nobody hiding somewhere that's gonna all of a sudden pop out with an AK-47 or something and, start popping shots off at us. So we start going through the room, start kind of clearing them, making sure there's nobody in there hiding anywhere. And there's trash and concertina wire and stuff all over this place. We go and we get into like it's like a public bathroom area of this building, and we get inside of there, and there's trash all over that room as well. And one of the articles of trash looked really suspicious. It was a 2-liter bottle with like a bunch of electrical tape wrapped around it. So I'm really cautious. I'm like, whoa, what the hell is that right there? I'm trying to like look and examine to see if there's any wires coming off of it, anything else suspicious about it other than the fact that it's a 2-liter bottle with a bunch of electrical tape wrapped around it. So I'm trying to examine it, and one of my soldiers, what does he do? Kicks it. He goes and kicks it. My heart definitely probably jumped and was like, oh, but thankfully, nothing happened. It just turned out it was nothing more than an empty 2-liter bottle for whatever reason with some electrical tape taped around it. Nothing inside of it, nothing. So, but I was trying to be all cautious side. This guy was like, screw it. Let's see what happens if I kick it. So we continue to go through the building. There's nothing. There's nobody in there. It's just a bunch of trash, concertina wire. The pools are all empty and stuff like that, with maybe a little bit of water from maybe like when it rained or something, and a bunch of dirt and trash inside the pools and everything like that. So we start going through, and the MI had found a bunch of paperwork inside the lockers. So there's like a locker room for like when you go to change to, get changed into a bathing suit and everything like that. So inside these lockers were a bunch of papers, and they just wanted us to start, stuffing all these papers into these trash bags so we could load them onto that 5-ton truck that we brought with us. So we're grabbing all this stuff. I remember I found an ID card that I turned over to the MI guys so they could check it out. And we're stuffing all this paperwork and everything into the trash bags. And then we load up, I don't know, probably a bunch of, it was quite a bit, maybe like 50 or so trash bags into the back of our little Hemet cargo, or it was a 5-ton cargo truck. So we throw it all in the back of there, take it back. They were working out of one of the palaces on Baghdad International Airport. So we go to one of the palaces and we drop off all these bags of trash to the palace area where the MI guys had their little operation area all set up. Drop it off, and then probably like a week later, we get like an update on that. And it turns out all those papers we grabbed, there was like a lot of like stationery and records and everything like that. Well, it turns out that the records that were in there turned out to be actually employment records on guards for Saddam Hussein. So it was actually a good find for these guys because now they knew who had been previously employed by, you know, Saddam's army, Saddam's military, the royal guards and everything like that for Saddam Hussein. So this is great. This definitely helps them out. So like if someone tries to apply for an interpreter position or some kind of on-post job or on the fob or on the installation, you know, job from the local area, then they can cross-reference it from these papers that they have to see if that matches someone they have on records that used to work for Saddam and kind of be a little bit more cautious about whether or not they should employ that person with the United States military or not. So it was really cool. They ended up making, out of the blank stationery they had, this was like stationery for like Saddam's royal guards. They ended up taking that stationery because they had a lot of blank versions of it and printed off a little award for us. So all of us that were kind of involved with the operation, they printed off this little award for us, and they have one version that's in Arabic and one version that's in English and everything like that to thank us for what we did. And that was pretty cool. I framed it and I got it inside the house somewheres, and that was the time I technically sort of went on a raid. I don't know if I count it. Let me know in the comments. Like I said, I feel like it probably doesn't count because it really wasn't anything like we didn't kick in any doors. We didn't go through and, you know, clear anybody out or anything like that. We just casually went in and kind of cleared this place out. But let me know down in the comment section down below. What do you think? So if you enjoyed the video, slap a thumbs up on it for me. Greatly appreciate it. Check out links down in the description box down below. Thanks for watching. I'm ThatChrisChaos. I'll see you next time. See ya.